So, Paul, we'll start on the transfer news front with the window still open. Are you close to any more incomings?
Yes, we're hopeful to have got one done pretty soon. It's a midfield player that we've looked at for some time, been a kind of, I guess, a longer term interest target. And we're hopeful that one can be completed pretty quickly.
You've been reportedly linked with a move for Arjan Reiki. Is there any truth in that?
Well, I think that certainly the player fits the bill that I'm kind of just talked about there. So yeah, look, we're hoping that can be done. He's a player, like I said, that we've watched for some time and almost brought to the club in the summer. But because of the process of building the squad, it didn't quite happen. And obviously he spent a spell at his National League team in Stockport, played against us in the second game of the season, where he got the man of the match on the evening. So we've clearly been a player that we've followed, like I said, and kept tabs on, right up until this point.
You've said that you've kept tabs on him. Why do you think he struggled at Stockport for minutes in the first half of the season?
I think he probably had wanted a health issue at one stage, and then I think the other thing to really, I guess, try and be fair about it is if you look at the players that they've got there, some real, I guess, competition, and that's likewise here accepted. But I think sometimes it's just about the situation at that present time. They changed manager as well, and I know that took a little bit of time for that to happen, but they've changed manager, so then that can change people's situations as well. But I don't think certainly not that I would pay too much attention, but I think anything that I ever read, whether it was supporter wise, was that I don't think anyone sort of questioned the lad's ability. I know what certainly Aston Villa think of him. So I'm confident that he's a very good player there.
What would he potentially offer to your midfield if you were to sign him? You spoke the other day about looking to get another midfielder that can do something different to the ones that you've got already.
I think he's a player that can play in a deeper role, or he can play more advanced. And I think that gives, more versatility, flexibility to how I would, potentially play a little bit or within a game, to be able to, I guess, make a slight sort of tweak in formation without substitutions. He's very good on the ball, very comfortable. And I think he can find those passes that hurt teams. And of course, ahead of that, you need that movement, etc. But certainly feel he's, his passing range and his vision is very good. He also will make those forward runs when playing more advanced. I think he's got a little bit of everything, in truth. Certainly, attacking wise, I think he'd admit himself that's his stronger side of the game. So, I think that's what he can bring to us. And, at times, maybe that's something that we've perhaps lacked slightly. But, we'll see. Ultimately, it's got to be the proofs when it's game time. So hopefully he can show everyone that those are the attributes that I believe he possesses.
What have you made of Wrexham this season then? Obviously, they've been on a pretty good run since you beat them at Blundell Park.
Yeah, I think, there's no guarantees, but I think everyone in general would expect them to be right up there. With the financial backing, the changes at the football club that have occurred after having a lot of years, I guess, almost of struggle at times. We've had some good seasons, don't get me wrong, but I think the general feeling there is that it's always been a bit of a struggle. And now they look like they're coming good, as you said, and we'll be hoping to, keep getting results to push further up the table. I think they've just gone, is it sixth? I think they are into the playoff spots after winning at the weekend, and have clearly got some players that most of us, I think, would be surprised have decided to ply the trade in the National League.
The Racecourse Ground's going to be a really good atmosphere, you'd expect. It's the first home game they've had since they've had a full capacity allowed by the government. Is that just another challenge that you're going to have to deal with in terms of the atmosphere and ending this run up from away from home that you've struggled recently?
Yeah, and again, I think that's ultimately, and I say I'm not being flippant about it, but that's for the players to deal with. It's not for myself. I kind of you'd rather have that as certainly as a manager, and I would like to think the players would prefer that. You want to play in front of good crowds, good atmospheres. For me, that's always an extra lift and a boost, and almost gives another reason to sort of go out and win a game when you've got that home advantage, something else that's against you. To go and show like, no, we're not just going to come here and roll over. We're here to try and take 3 points ourselves, and that's been the message to the players, that we go there, we believe. And, for me, genuine belief that we can go and get a result. They're a good team. As we just discussed, they've got some players that are certainly above the level, that's for sure. But we believe that we've also got a good team, like I've said. And, what better place to go and get a result? As you said, in that atmosphere, the expectation level at that football club now, that I guess is part of their challenge. So I'm looking forward to it. I really am, because we spent all last season, or quite a bit of last season, playing with no fans. I know what that was like. Give me a B, even if it's against us, a big crowd, any day of the week. It's far better. And our football, should be played in front of stadiums like that.